let's talk a little bit about some of the unbeaten teams we've got in boys hoops. And I'll start off with my Hopkins team. So many Division I players on that team. 4 starters with Division I scholarships. Some younger players who are going to be getting Division I's eventually. We got a big game coming up, Greg, tomorrow night. That would be Friday night, January 9th. Henry Sibley is going to be hosting Hopkins.
You got a team consisting of Mendota Heights kids against Metro All-Stars.
Now, wait a minute.
You know that. I tell you what, there's going to be a lot of people.
Now, wait a minute.
They're going to be all over Hopkins. I don't know if they're going to allow any Hopkins fans in that arena because I tell you what, they have something to prove. They had Minnetonka on the ropes last year. They let them off. You know, they're up, 19 at half or something like that?
Yep.
But I want to tell you, they're ready for Hopkins. Hopkins, Kenny Novak Jr.'s got a heck of a program. They do have, you have to admit, they got some all-stars.
Now, wait a minute. These are legitimate students. Some are open enrolled, I'll grant you that. Some came up through the program. But it's what Kenny Novak Jr. does with those young men. It's what he does. It's the opportunities he provides, the training he provides that we have to look at.
There's some other local high school coaches that would like to have part of that Kenny Novak Jr. coaching experience. Have a couple, just think what Bloomington Jefferson could be with a couple of those kids. Out in Champlain Park, Maple Grove. I mean, let's keep them at home. I want a kid coming up through the program. I'm from the old school. You come up through the program, you get a chance to play. But by the time you get to the varsity, you don't even make your own varsity team.
Now, wait a minute. Everybody has transfers these days. We all know that.
Well, that's slowing down, actually, with some of the rules the high school league has implemented over the last couple of years. And, to the game, gentlemen, which is what we should be talking about here instead of an argument that's been going on for a decade.
That's true.
These teams are both, they're both highly skilled. They're both got plenty of size. I was at the Target Center shootout here January 3rd, and Henry Sibley played right before Hopkins that day, and both Ken Novak Jr. and his father, Ken, were sitting side by side watching Henry Sibley very close. Henry Sibley lost that day to Madison Memorial, 67-64, I believe was the final. And Madison Memorial used a real intimidating and high-energy full-court press on him, forced Henry Sibley's guards to get up the floor with the basketball. And, if there's any team in the state that has the type of guards, in the state of Minnesota has the type of guards that can do that to Henry Sibley, it's Hopkins. You talk about Marcus Williams and the speed he possesses. He's the only kid on that starting five that's not a Division I kid. He might be able to be someday. If he were, maybe take the junior college route and develop a little bit, and maybe find a left hand a little bit more. But they're gonna press. Ken Novak's too smart. He saw what Madison Memorial did. He's gonna try to do the exact same thing. Friday night, and try to slow them down and get them into more of a full court game and try to keep Henry Sibley out of that half court offense. Because once they get in their half court offense, they're really difficult to stop with the size they have down low and some of the guards they have on the outside that can knock down the outside shots. On the other end, I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody that can really stop Hopkins. I mean, the size that they possess. You talk about Henry Sibley's size. Mike Brohammer in the middle is athletic, is a big guy. He doesn't look it. He's kind of got that tall, clumsy look to him, but then he gets moving a little bit, and he can really get in the paint and move around a little bit. And obviously Royce White, when he wants to turn it on, is as good as any player in Minnesota.
Well, Mike, we got a real surprise in your area. Maybe not a surprise to us basketball insiders, but surprise to most people. This Burnsville Blaze team is sitting there undefeated right now, kind of dominating in that Lake Conference. What about the Blaze? What makes them so good?
And I'm not sure that even the Burnsville folks thought that they'd be undefeated at this time. What they did, there was kind of a widespread assumption outside their program that coming off their state tournament appearance last year that they probably wouldn't be quite as strong this season. They graduated a kid who is regarded as the conference's best player, Terrell Clark. But they do have they do have several very good players returning. Devin Knopke, who's averaging about 19 points a game and is in some ways taken on Clark's role. They have Patrick Rogers, a very good three-point shooter. A guy who's really come on this year is Alex Wheeler, a 6'7" forward center for them, who's, as Bob Schweim, one of Burnsville's coaches, mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago, he's shooting a very high percentage. Now, granted, a lot of them are 4 feet and in, but he's still making those, and it's certainly a big part of kind of Burnsville's inside-out game. I don't know how long they can continue to remain undefeated because the Lake Conference is so balanced this year. I don't think that there will probably be a team from the Lake Conference winning the state championship, but the conference is such this year where the 9th place team literally could conceivably beat the conference leader. So I don't think anybody, including Burnsville, expects anybody to run the table in conference play. But Burnsville's an interesting story, and it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility that they could return to the state tournament.
I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but 2 years ago, as sophomores, this senior group won the Lake Conference Championship for sophomore ball.